When you say those things to people, they will immediately change or at least reflect deeply about themselves and about their lives. As a disclaimer, it will probably not work if you don't have people's full attention, if they don't listen to you carefully, if they don't open up their ears widely. They will probably not have the best effect with that, because those hypnotic language patterns are working hypnotically if and only if people are giving you their full attention. If you use that too early in the conversation with somebody who doesn't know you, doesn't trust you, doesn't know anything about you, it might not work as much. You know you have their full attention and they're starting to open up when they start sharing at least a few personal, private things about themselves. That's when you know, okay, the rapport is there, you can fire off the hypnotic patterns that will make them reflect deeply about their lives. The first one is kind of a consequence pattern to some extent. It is, I would like you to imagine this is the last time you ever can experience joy. So it is the last time ever on earth you can experience joy right now, or any kind of positive feelings. What would be the main way you would experience it? If everything was possible, you have a genie coming up off of the lamp and he's telling you you have a wish, you can experience joy for the last time of your life, what would you choose? After that, it's done, you will just fall into depression, or the world will change and nothing will ever be joyful anymore. For you, what would be the last memory you choose? What would be the last thing you choose as memory to feel joyful about? To remember what joy feels like? What is the very last thing you want to bring with you? Another version of this pattern is the classical, if you were on your deathbed, get out of yourself, look at yourself on your deathbed. What is the one thing you want to remember from your life? It is kind of an advanced consequence pattern, like far away in the future, to make people reflect on the choices they are making right now. The choices they make in their life right now, or the endless arguments they may have with their wife, with their husband, whatever, is it really worth it? Is it really, or the choices I made as a career, is it that worth it? Some people kill themselves at work, everyday hustle, and at some point you question why. Why do you keep hustling, getting into the next fight or the next challenge? Why? So this question is this language pattern is kind of tricky reframing, because we always presuppose we have unlimited time. You think you have unlimited time when you're 15 years old, you're 20 years old. When you start passing 30, and even more when you pass 40 years old, you start realizing that no, it's not unlimited for everyone. Many people start dying or start having massive health issues past 35, 40. Not everybody, fortunately, but it happens way more frequently past those ages. And you realize that time is not unlimited. Okay, the energy you have, the talents, the things you can do and use right now, they are not unlimited. At some point, your energy will fade away when you really get older. So the things you're doing right now, are they really worth it? Or is there something else your attention needs to be focused on in your life right now? This is the pattern behind this question. If you had only one opportunity to experience joy, only one last time, joy or any kind of positive feelings, what would you choose? The one thing, only one, that is really going to go along with you in your memory. The last thing you can bring with you, what is that thing? The second one is, imagine the thing that bothers you the most, or like the thing that you keep complaining about nonstop. Imagine that thing is gone tomorrow. It's done. How do you feel about it right now then? How do you feel about it then? For example, if you keep complaining about your wife non-stop, or your husband, you keep complaining about him or her, like nothing is never good. Yes, fine. Tomorrow, he or she is dead. Gone, finished, and that's the end. Now, how do you feel about those things you don't like about your partner? Now, how do you think about it? What is your expectation? What are the thoughts you have about this person if that person was to be gone forever tomorrow? Probably a lot of the things you think were bothering you, you may think like they're not really even that important in the end. Or if you think they are, even despite that person being dead tomorrow, maybe it's just not the right person to be with in the first place, but that is another discussion. Or for example, career choices. I should have gotten this degree so that I could have been an engineer right now, or whatever is the dream job you think about. I should have done that. Okay, imagine that this dream job is just no longer available tomorrow, or any positive job is no longer available tomorrow. Let's say imaginary scenario, tomorrow there is a new world order, there is a massive war and we all have to go back into hitting rocks to live. Whatever is the scenario, it doesn't need to be realistic, it's just about making you think more thoroughly. If tomorrow any kind of job you like was gone anyway, now how do you think about this thing you haven't been able to get? Like, do you really think it has such a massive importance, or will you just put emphasis on what you can do right now? Same thing for all the things you want to have in your future you can't have right now, when the ego is barking with, oh, I want this, I want that because this person has that, I want to have that too, I want this car, I want this whatever. Let's say tomorrow this thing you are craving about is no longer accessible anyway. It's gone. Doesn't exist anymore. On Earth, this thing you are craving about doesn't exist anymore. Now how do you feel about it? Maybe you are going to uncover that actually the past memories I have of me using that thing that is no longer available, or the memories I have of all the moments I spent even without that thing are pretty good. It just makes you reflect differently. And the number 3, last one, is if you never had this problem. So the main thing that is triggering you right now in your life, the main issue you have right now, whether it is about your relationships, your career, your health, whatever. If this thing had never ever happened, what would immediately change in your life right now? That thing you hate or condemn or complain about or feel burdened by, or it is something you can't deal with by yourself. If that problem had never happened, it's not like it is solved, it is that it never even happened. You have never had any conscience, you have never even had any sort of understanding of what this thing is because you have never experienced it in the first place. In that scenario, when we change the past, in that scenario, what is the main big change that is happening right now from that perspective? And once you have answered that question, then what prevents you from doing that right now? Because if you have the idea of something you can do, you could be doing if this terrible thing had never happened, then what prevents you from starting to engage more into the activities, choices, options, decisions that are going to bring you more toward that thing you would like to have? If you have enjoyed, you can download the document in the description. It is a process to master sleight of mouth and all those communication skills, figuring out where you are right now on your path. If you are really a beginner, if you're already advanced but still face some issues when communicating with people, or when you want to hypnotize people and get them deeper but you can't really figure out what to say, this is kind of a roadmap to make you figure out how to navigate through a conversation, even tough conversations or things where you want to help others and you don't really know how. This is a roadmap to always know where you are and what is the next thing to say.